Don't do that.
Huh?
Don't do that. We'll have water on the first to put you out if you set yourself on fire. So anyway, you show up. They bring in the truck. Big group of people. Spray everybody down. There will be buckets there for donations to ALSA of St. Louis, the St. Louis Regional Chapter. So it covers St. Louis Regional and Southern Illinois.
Okay.
So it's a little bit bigger than what you might think. It's not just Alton-ish. It's a lot bigger coverage
There's life
area.
outside of Alton.
At some point, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll have certain dignitaries there. The ever popular mayor, Brant Walker.
He will be there. He's not going to go do his own Ice Bucket challenge at City Hall.
He may. I got word that there may be a possible Elvis sighting there. I'm trying to get the governor there, Fred Slow, to commit. He's a tricky guy to get to commit.
Well, once you want to get in political office like that.
Yeah, you can't hardly get him. So anyway, but the Riverbend weekend crew will be back in force, and I think that's all that really matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're the ones that started the crap, so that's why I got the call 3 or 4 weeks ago and asked if we would do it again, because
You got no such call.
Yeah, it was
no,
$1,000.
really, I did.
So she's like, hey, we could use that again this year.
So
And try to make it bigger. I mean,
and that's the whole
it's
point.
right.
Is to try to draw more people in.
All right,
Right.
so tell me again. It's on the 1st.
So it's August 1st, which
Okay.
is a Saturday morning.
All right. What
Okay.
time?
Here, it's 10 a.m.
We were
10
almost
a.m.
late for
on
the last
Thursday.
time.
We will be
Remember?
in the street.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a Wednesday night, and we were late. We were late. They
We
had
got
already
there
done
right
the
at 4.
introductions and all of that stuff.
Then they went
and
like, here's Dan here.
I'm like, oh, well, I got to come up with something real fast. Here's some stupid shit I had to say. So anyway, it's neither here nor there.
Was it on a Wednesday night?
Yeah, it was the same night
Yes,
as
it
our
was.
Riverbend weekend.
So Saturday morning, August 1st, 200 West 3rd Street,
Okay.
the corner of 3rd and Bell,
Right.
down there in downtown Alton,
Yeah.
right across from the future Miles Davis statue area. There will be a meeting, a gathering,
a mass.
I don't even know how to say it anymore because the roids have taken over. It really doesn't matter. So there'll be a whole bunch of us here, and we're going to get wet for a good cause, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can bring your dog if you want. I don't mind. Bring a cat. I really don't
If they
care.
get out of hand, though.
Too soon?
Anyway,
I don't know how to handle situations like that, so I will
When
stay
in
out
doubt.
of them.
shoot it.
Okay, so
All right.
anyway, but the whole thing is set up to bring about awareness for ALS. The Ice Bucket Challenge last year brought about floods of donations into the ALSA nationally. And what they do, and I know everybody's like, wow, I check them up on charity, whatever the hell watchdog site it is. But I'm going to give money to anybody that will provide a better quality of life for people that are dying from ALS.
Well, in the investigation that we
death
did, the
sentence.
St. Louis Regional Chapter, more of that fund goes locally directly to a family.
patients. Right.
Kind of like Dave's wish of, hey, this dude, pay for him to go to the movies. He's dying of cancer. What do you got to lose? Give him your McDonald's money for a week and let him go do something fun.
Right.
It felt like more of that money was going directly to families and less to research. 100% of it, I believe.
Right.
So it was more of a less administrative cost in a situation like that, more money going to
And there is
directly to somebody that needs it.
for
Gas money to go get your treatment.
St.
Go to the
Louis,
doctor.
there's a research hospital here in St. Louis for ALS. So, I mean, all of that money can stay local.
Right.
I have a friend whose wife passed away from that disease.
It's horrible.
And it's horrible disease.
It is absolutely horrible. You know, to
Big
lose
kazoo.
to lose somebody. You know, I've been posting videos, and I know nobody watches them, and I'm okay with that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see a good, vibrant human being taken alive by ALS. It's horrible. You know, to just laying there and blinking your eyes to try to communicate.
And be totally coherent.
And know everything. I mean, you know everything. It does nothing up here. You know, your mind is continuing to roll just as it is now,
Right.
but you cannot communicate at all. You know, so what if you're footaged? You would have to sit there in your head and say, itching, can't scratch it. You know, I mean, think about that. Just it's horrible. I don't know how to explain it any other way. And we've gone how many years without real research or groundbreaking treatments or anything like that. I mean, we've done that with cancer. We've started progressing a little bit genetically with cancer and treatments and all of that. ALS has just been kind of set to the side. I know that's that baseball player's disease. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So what if there was a possibility of eradicating that disease within our lifetime? But yet we said, I'm too busy to go stand around under a fountain for 10 minutes. You know, how sick is that? I mean, raising awareness to me means more than
and raising awareness is
taking money out of your pocket.
it is great, but it does take money to, you know.
It does.
So I mean, yeah. So
It
it's gonna
does.
be great if the awareness is about how awful this is, and a little bit of money will help.
But what if we did this? What if we took your children, whatever hell I got, a dog, down there,
I'm
and
not bringing my dog to Alton.
so
I'm so sorry.
so if we did that, and they learned about the disease, and they made it their mission to see it eradicated within their lifetime if we're unable. That is what I want to see more. There's always going to be somebody with a checkbook, and if I can come up with a chumpy enough story, they'll write the check. I'm not really. I don't think I tug on enough heartstrings to get people to write checks. Obviously, that's the case, but.
So when you're not on roids, what's your excuse?
Crazy.
I wonder.
Just about. I should be on other medication that I'm not.
Yeah, that
I think that's what
secretly
it
been on
works.
it all along. You know.
So anyway, it's a good cause, and it to me, mostly it's just like any of the other runs, races, whatever. It's a community that gets to come together for a cause. You know, and I think, you know, everybody knows about cancer. I hate the breast cancer awareness thing. If you're not aware of breast cancer by now, there might be a real problem. But you may not be aware of ALS or what it does or what it stands for or any of that. So I think now's the time for those awareness, and the rest is breast cancer treatment, breast cancer, you know, survive. I mean, let's just call it what it is. If you need to be aware of cancer, you live under a mighty thick rock. I'm pretty sure that's how that
We're real
works.
short sitting here next to you.
So
Must be this chair.
anyway, I think have I beaten this horse enough?
No.
Shoot it.
I knew that was coming.
Well.
I really did. All right, so
It is funny. I do picture you driving through Alton with your dog, like with a costume on.
Yeah.
Right.
dressed up like a cat.
No dog here. Nothing to see.
The dog's got one of them horse heads on. That's probably next. All right.
Well, I hope some good growth comes out of the meeting that they had yesterday and today.
I'm sure it will.
I don't think that I agree with you that it needs to be more of policies. I've been having policies a lot lately because of some other conversations going on, and it's really policies. I don't know. But policies should be written down, but they shouldn't be written in stone.
Well, what
And they're a guideline or an idea to strive towards. They're not a
living
rule.
document.
They're not a rule.
Ultimately, with me, when
unless it's a uniform policy at Pump House, then I think they should stick with it. Don't wear those shorts.
When anything like this happens or anything tragic happens, and it doesn't, we divide ourselves even more, and wait for the other guy to come up with the right solution.
There's a lot of,
and so
you were talking about that we take it on in less government. There is a lot of organizations, it seems like, in the Alton area in the last 3 to 5 years that do want to be a part of that.
And so that needs to be incorporated
and you're
into
right.
the
that
solution.
Needs to be the solutions and not the solution that, you told us right before we went on air that they're going to put the animal control guy back in. That, I don't think that was necessarily the solution.
Right.
And
believe me, I give these people a hard time, but I love them to pieces.
That gets you to quit talking about the real hard issue to talk about, Oh, it's back. You got it. Let's move on.
Right. It didn't solve anything.
Correct.
I mean, all it did was just put somebody maybe on the street, and maybe it won't happen again.
Right.
But then if it does happen again, then what?
Right.
I mean, we
did cover it up a lot.
Well, here's what happened.
Right.
Here's what happens is I can come back and say, hey, we did what you wanted us to do, and it didn't work out.
Right.
There's still dogs dying. Now what? We just wasted all this money. So, and I'm not saying that'll be the case, but, it's just, there needs to be a long...
Having met that man and his hair, I could see those words coming out of his mouth. Just saying.
Huh.
He's a great guy.
He is, but I understand that sometimes when you're in power like that, and I'm not saying like that.
You're talking about Donald Trump running for president, right?
That sometimes you want to
That's
set
what
the
I thought he
cards
was
up
talking about.
to be in your favor.
But
to go, see, I told you so. It's that mentality that I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
this wasn't the solution.
I don't know if he.
So why
I don't
offer
know if he would play that.
And I'm sure there's people advising him.
Trump, right?
Yeah.
Trump, don't do that.
You're right. I mean, and that just gets me going on a whole different set of non-transparency, not really seeing, and you would tell me that I don't need to know.
How much transparency do you need?
That's what you were bringing up earlier. Okay, you just brought up that then he can go.
I think he's the one on the steroids.
I'm not.
He did that to me earlier.
That you can bring up, hey, I did what you told me to do and it didn't work.
He just finished season 4 of Matlock.
Right. Must have.
And I don't.
By your own admission, he gets here and he was hammering me earlier. I'm like, dude,
whole
you
glass
said he was still in the car.
A whole glass of Metamucil. I mean, jeez, come on.
So.
All right, yeah. Well, this is to be continued. I mean, hopefully there's a bigger resolution in place than just throwing money at it. If you want to throw money at something, throw money at the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
Come down, put your name throw your money in the hat, and get wet and enjoy an ice cold Snapple.
You're gonna have some rockin' Brett Michaels.
No, I won't because it only comes in glass bottles. So
well, I'm sure you can get some in the back seat, right?
You know what? Probably.
There might be some tasty Sunkiss there, though, I bet.
But there will most likely be a lot of Snapple iced tea for an Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh, good, smart.
So
I see what you did there.
Yeah. All right.
Hot dogs.
Maybe we got to talk to Mac about that. He may have gone out of business, the hot dog business, after last year.
I know the guy that, never mind, got hired in the kitchen there.
All right. Okay. All right. Hey, that's all we got. We'll see you next week.